So this is my hype on one day. I have my order block to be here. So having my order block, remember to carefully mark out your order block. There are things you will need to look out. One, there is a break of structure. Did your order block break a structure? Yes, it did. So there is a break of structure here. Then what else will you be looking at? The particular candlestick you're looking at as an order block must sweep this is the previous candlestick. So that is the order block must take out the low of the last candlestick. So assuming this didn't take out the low of this last candlestick, that means this will not be an order block. So 3 candlesticks will also confirm an order block as well. So the next candlestick, which is this particular one, is there a gap? Was there a gap on the next candlestick? This is the next candlestick that formed a bullish candlestick. So look at this third candlestick and this order block. There is a gap between them. So this confirmed that this is another block. Assuming this week filled this other week, that means this will not be another block. There is a gap here. So this filled and made another block. So market is expected to fill in either the gap or the other block while coming down. So I have my other block to be at this zone. So I have my gap. There is also a gap between this area. So market is expected to tap in on this or this. But currently, market didn't respect this, it didn't respect this. But we are still closer to our other block, which can be a liquidity sweep at this zone. So let's see if this will hold or not. If it will hold, it will show us on the lower time frame as well. So let's go to like our 1 hour. Let me take 1 hour back. So on your 1 hour, how did this market get to this place? That will determine if this place will hold or not. How did this market get here? When you look at your last price, always look at your last price when checking your chart pattern. Price on this area, which is your last price. So when you're checking your chart pattern, you won't start from this last price. You start from the previous. After this one, you can use the other swings to check. So how did this market get to this place? What chart pattern did they use? That will determine if this place is going to hold or not. So let's see the chart pattern we used on this place. So we can let me just draw. Remember, if you're drawing a chart pattern, the chart pattern must go directly to the first low on this zone, which is this area. But let me stay here because I can still eliminate this if I go to my higher time frame. So let me see something like this. Let's see if it's used a wedge. It can use a expanding wedge or normal wedge to get to the place it's going to. So right now, this is not a good wedge because you see that this wedge was broken and the price continued going down. Let's say even on 2 hours that I eliminated this other swing, so it will be clear what I'm saying. So the price got to this place, but the wedge already broke out and eliminated. So a new chart pattern was forming, and you see that there is no good chart pattern that formed before this price got to this place. So it will help you determine if your order block is going to hold or not. So there is no good chart pattern that got to this zone. So that means this order block is not going to hold. You should be looking out lower because this price, it can pull back, but it won't get to this area. So it can pull back and continue making a move until it gets to its area of interest. But right now, because there is no good chart pattern that got to this zone, it means that this price here is likely not going to hold. So let me even go to lower time frame and check this second swing at this area. Let me see if that swing is good. It's still the same. I didn't get any better confirmation on the second swing. So it means that this hype, this zone on one day, this other block here, the price is not going to respect this other block at this hype. So let me check if there is a zone that on this. Let me use my 3 days. Nothing on 3 days. Let me use 5 days. I have another block on 5 days, which I might be expecting price to get to this zone. I'm expecting price to because this other block on 1 day might not hold. So I can actually trade this back to this zone. The reverse trading strategy. I can short from here to this zone. How do you want me to short from this? Because this is a trending market, which shorting is least advisable on a trending, because this is trending up. But you can actually short on a reverse strategy by using chart pattern to take your trade. So let's see if price will get to this zone. Mind you, there is another block and a big gap at this zone. So trying to short also, you will be eliminated. You will be given like a short target, because the price here is very close to area of reaction. But with the chart pattern that is forming on the lower time frame, it makes you understand that the market here might just run around for a long time, but it's not going to go back to this entry. Well, let me try something if I can take a trade back to that zone. Let me see if I have from this zone that I marked. That's where I should be looking for my chart pattern to know if the price will get back to that zone. No, my chart pattern, none of them gave me a good structure. The only chart pattern I have here that might be good, I don't know if I could get this. So this is the only chart pattern I had, but you see that the market is close to playing out on this chart pattern. Market is close on playing out on this chart pattern. So apparently it's a no trade for me. There is nothing I'm looking at this particular hype. So I can check another market. Okay, Allo. So if you see, Allo is trending up from what I can see on my 1 day time frame, and I need to find an opportunity. I need to find an area market might likely revisit. So you see that there is already a break of structure here. So the market is trying to know if we fill any gap. I'm seeing another block on 12 hours, which likely here, when you look, you see that this price didn't fill in here. So there is a small gap at that zone and another block at that particular zone. So I'm expecting I might take these areas as my area of interest as well. So there is this zone, this market is also, there is a breaker block on this zone. There is a breaker block. So price might react here or might react here. So let's see with our lower time frame if the market is ready to move on that first zone or not. So on my 1 hour lower time frame, I didn't get any clear chart pattern that formed here. So I can go over to my 5 minutes to see if I have any clear chart pattern that formed at that zone. Still not clear because this is the last price high. This is your area of your last price high. So your chart pattern should start forming right from this next swing. So this is a straight drop. It didn't give any chart pattern at all. Let me go to 1 minute. Let me just risk to go to 1 minute to see if there is anything sensible there. We're going to 1 minute. Price just dropped straight. None of my chart pattern we actually wore. Let me see if I have something. Trying to see something. Dodge these two lows. So I didn't get any good chart pattern on this particular market, but if I can try to see if I have something like this, still the price broke through it. Even if it's that the price broke through it and it's forming another distance, so there is no clear chart pattern on this particular coin. So what will I do? I'll just skip. It's a no trade for me, so I'll just skip this and look for another market. So let's see. I will look for near. I'm looking for near. Let me go to my higher time frame 1 day. So on my near 1 day, the price, there is already a break of structure on this area, and I have my good order block here. So I can trade towards this area to price to meet for me to take a shot. I can trade. Remember, when you're trading order block, if it's too wide like this, you can decide to wait at the 50% of the order block when it's too wide like this, because trading this from here might make your stop loss be at this place, which is very wide. So I can trade reverse back to this zone, which is, how do I trade the reverse? I need to check the chart pattern that formed there. So let me use my 1 hour. So using my 1 hour to mark out my chart pattern. Marking out chart pattern should be easy. It's just for you to check your swing. This is a swing. If you check the next swing, this is not a swing low, this one, so it won't be your chart pattern. This is the next swing, so this is another one. So chart pattern is just trying to connect the swing lows just as market is. So this is the swing high, so right, yeah, okay. So this is a chart pattern. This is a falling wedge. Oh, it's already invalidated. Why did it invalidate? Because after this breakout here, after this breakout at this zone, after this breakout here at this zone, the price is not expected to make another low, of which he made another low. So this is already invalidated. So there is no good chart pattern on this particular. Let me use lower time frame if there is something tangible there I can get, which I doubt. Something that will aid me trade reverse to that particular zone. Did this work? Is this an expanding now? Let me see. This is not an expanding wedge. So currently seeing no reason to trade this particular market back to this zone, so I'll just skip this. I didn't get any good chart pattern at this particular trade. So when I'm not getting my good chart pattern, I'll just leave that particular trade. So let me check Dodge. I think that should be my last the market I'm checking today. So let me go one day on Dodge. So this is my Dodge on 1 day. See, I've already gotten a break of structure on Dodge on 1 day, which I had here. There's already a break of structure. Mind you, break of structure can happen with wick or a body close. So before you say that there is no close beyond that place, break of structure can happen with wick or body close. So as I got my break of structure, what should I be looking at? It's my other block. That's where I should be looking at for price to retrace. So I have my other block here. I have my other block there. Is there any other block on my 1 day? I doubt. So I'm expecting price to pull back to on Dodge, at least to this place. If I want to short, pull back to this zone, tap the other block, then come back to this low. So on my other block, I'm expecting something like this on 1 day on Dodge. So from this zone on Dodge, I should look out for a chart pattern that formed at that zone that might likely take me up. What am I looking for? Falling wedge. Either was it expanding wedge or okay, normal wedge. So from this zone, this is the zone I should be looking. I should be looking for chart pattern if zone higher than this. So I'm seeing something like this on my 1 hour. So this is an expanding wedge, which are always difficult to trade. So how do you trade expanding wedge? If a wedge is expanding, now the price can always be very radical. It can move at any zone. So right now I'm trading an expanding wedge. Let me just give you one secret about expanding wedge. If you're trading expanding wedge, this is how expanding wedge works, because the price looks like a microphone, but it can go as far as anywhere. The price will continue moving. That's what expanding wedge does. It's always very hazardous. So to trade expanding wedge, now this is my first 2 swing and this one is higher. Now this last swing, this is where I can find a wedge. Look for a normal wedge. It's always on this second leg. So my normal wedge on this second leg as well. Let me see if I can get a normal wedge on that second leg, which, see, let me go to my 15 minutes. Let me go to my 15 minutes and see if I can get a normal wedge. So where is the high of this area, this zone? So let me see if I can get my normal wedge at that particular area. Is this the highest price? High 954. It's the same high. Okay, let me just leave that zone. Now on the second leg again, I still got expanding wedge as well. Still got expanding wedge as well, because I cannot use expanding wedge to know my breakouts. And go down to my lower time frame to see where I would get my normal wedge from. I think I can just get my normal wedge on this third leg, on this zone I have here. Nice one. Let me know if there was a breakout, which can't. This swing is here, but there were many swings, so I can just use something closer to that. zone like this. So trying to use this, I already got a breakout and it made another low. So this is not giving me a good chart pattern. I need a very good chart pattern on this market, a swing that will give me a very good chart pattern to work with. Let me try this. So trying to trade this particular market, which is my Dodge, which I got this. So I got my initial, I got my, and the only place I have a good chart pattern is on this leg, which we end at this place. So right now, price can categorically end at this particular zone. That means this wedge will be complete. So this is my other block, which is far from this particular area. So if I'm using this to trade, this chart pattern to trade, is either it's close to this area, but when it's not close to this area, the trade becomes a high risk trying to run that particular trade. Say, okay, let me see, I'm seeing something at this zone. Okay, yeah, that's right. I'm saying I got something clearer than whatever I was looking for before. Let me remove all this. Let me try to remove all this. I had something clearer from the zone I'm looking at. So remember, I'm looking for my chart pattern from this zone. So I have something clearer, something like this. So it means if I'm using this chart pattern to trade, though it have not broken out, if it breaks out, comes out of this zone, price might likely head up to this zone before reacting and going back. So right now, how will I know the time frame to wait for at this particular chart pattern that I marked? I will go higher until this I stop seeing these swings. Let me go to 30 minutes. I can still see my swing there. Let me go to 1 hour. A little bit. I can still see my swing a little bit because there is one green here. I doubt if I go to my 2 hours, is eliminated on 2 hours. So I'm stopping on my 1 hour I'm stopping on my 1 hour because on this 1 hour there is already a red and a green candlestick which indicates a retracement. So this is actually where I would stop. So on this 1 hour, I've gotten a change of character which happened here. I've gotten a change of character but not a breakout yet. So now, since I've gotten my change of character, then I can decide to scale this Dodge market. On a risky, if it's only when there is a change of character, you can take the trade, but it's partially risky because it have not broken out. But you can risk it looking for like maybe another block that it will retest, so you can take your long trade back to this particular zone on Dodge. So let me check next possible thing I can do if I want to risk to take this particular trade. So seeing that this swing here, my chart pattern is complete. So on this swing, let me still go to 4 hours. I think I can still see something there. Let me look for another block to take this particular Dodge trade from. I can see there is a change of character on 4 hours at this zone, and I can see another block. Yes, I think there is another block. This red candlestick here was another block. Now what am I going to do? I'm expecting price to tap this area and continue going to this zone. It can tap the gap or the other block. So mind you, if you're waiting for the gap, or it can tap the other block, either of the two. So this zone is where I'm waiting for price to take out, for me to find my trade back to that zone. So this is what I'll be expecting on Dodge. When it gets to this zone, then it moves back to this next low, unless this place did not hold. But this is what I'm expecting back from Dodge. So at this zone, I think I'm done. If you have any question, you can ask before we round it up for the day.
Did you record the video?
Yes, I did. I think I'll send it to the group. So I think this is